I'm here with Miami head golf coach Zach Cedric, coach on their shortened weekend at the Robert Kepler. What are you going to take from your team's performance?
I think definitely I'm really pleased with how the team responded. I think after Purdue overall, I think the sense of urgency is definitely where it needs to be. Friday was a tough day. Friday was one of the tougher days I've been a part of as a player or as a coach. It wasn't the toughest day, but it was up there. Um, Brian played really solid in those conditions. And had a very steady weekend, which was great to see. His confidence is in a place where I've been hoping it could get to, and he's there. He's just in a good place, which is awesome. We didn't. Definitely more grit, definitely a little more resiliency. We gave away a lot of shots that first round, even though it was playing really, really tough. And Brian shooting 3 over is the equivalent of probably shooting under par. I thought Saturday was much better. Like I said, I think we're continuing to get more and more comfortable. Obviously, Charlie shooting 66 was a great score. And I feel like he's got his mojo back now too. Obviously, he didn't play as well as he would have liked at Purdue, and to bounce back after a really, really tough first round was awesome to see. So I think that everyone's in a really good place right now. Again, the scores aren't quite indicative of where I think things are going. I think you certainly don't want to go somewhere and play poorly, but maybe the way things went that 36-hole day at Purdue, maybe that was for a reason and a little bit more of a kick in the pants that we needed. So I think we responded well. Still things we got to improve upon as always, but we're still trending in the right direction for sure.
So you guys head to the MAC Championships this weekend, starting Friday. What are your thoughts on the course?
I think it's not going to be anything we haven't seen. It's a good golf course, but it's a very typical Midwestern golf course. You got to keep it between the trees. Greens have a lot of back to front pitch, so you need to keep the hole in front of you as much as you can. But if you're hitting it well, you're gonna give yourself lots of chances for birdie, and we even saw that the last round at Scarlet, where we're starting to make more birdies finally, and even though we didn't, we weren't in the top 25% in the field in birdies made, we're getting more looks, and we're hitting better putts when we do get those looks, and I just think we're due to have some of those putts fall. And there's a couple really tricky holes, 6 and 11, I think. But we've got some folks up there that have some local knowledge, so we'll feel ready. It's one of those places you see it once, you're going to have a good plan, and you're going to know what you need to do around there. And we'll tweak things a little bit, I think, to get us in a little bit more of that scoring mentality. We've gotten off to slow starts, and I think we're going to have a little bit more of a kind of a scoring focus in our practice round. But other than that, like I said, it's right in front of you. We'll see it once. We'll be ready to roll.
And should we expect any changes in your lineup?
No, the lineup we had at Ohio State's the same lineup we're going to have. Jack Katarincic's going as our sixth man. Now, to try and give you the cliff notes, so the NCAA year or so, last year was the first year where at regionals and at the NCAA championship, you could actually substitute a player in after the tournament started. Previously, once you submitted your lineup, if something happened, if someone got sick or hurt, or you decided to make a change, you could only do it prior to the first round. Last year was the first year in the postseason where you could do it in between rounds. And I think it was 2 weeks ago, the MAC adopted that as well. I think almost every conference in Division I golf now allows for that provision to where you can substitute a player in between every round if you want. You get one substitution. So Jack's Katarincic's going to go, and he's going to be ready in case something happens. We need to make a change. But my message to those 5 guys is let's go play fearless golf. Trust yourself, and be in a good place mentally and emotionally. And if you're doing those things, then everything else takes care of itself. You don't need to worry about looking over your shoulder. So I'm really confident with the guys we have. And if something happens and someone gets hurt or someone gets sick, or something does happen and then we need to make a change. Although I think the only way I really, you never say never, but I just have a good feeling about this group of guys. I've been saying it for, really the whole year. And I just had lunch with Brian and JD, and, Brian and I, we just said the same thing. We've kind of continued to say the same thing to each other this whole spring. It's just, there's something about this year and these guys that I just feel good about. And I think, if we take care of the things that are in our control, then we're gonna play the kind of golf we want to play, and that's everything else will take care of itself from there. So
obviously, you guys' goal is to come out with a win. What's it going to take to get the win?
I feel like we've talked about everything as a team. Honestly, like I think the belief is there. I think if we really show up and our guys that were on the team when we won in 2015, have kind of been communicating and talking and texting with our current players, and we've done something kind of cool with their, them kind of sharing their memories of that win with our current team. And the big thing that sticks out is that team felt very prepared, and that feeling of preparation gave them a lot of confidence and allowed them to play with a freedom that they know they could just trust the preparation and play fearless golf. And I think that's really the thing for us is over the course of the last 6 months, I've continued to see an improvement in the intent and the mentality. And obviously there have been some ups and downs and some bumps, but we're in a much different place. And I think the guys have earned that privilege that you can just go have fun and compete hard for 4 rounds and see what happens. I think if we just keep it that simple, I think, like I said, I think all those other things take care of themselves.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.